Everybody, welcome back to the Bears Den. How is everyone doing tonight, guys? Hope you're all having a great night tonight. It is Talk Show Tuesday time. That's right, guys. It is time to talk about all things video games or video game industry, things going on in our favorite video games, even games we've never even heard of or anything like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to spend the next 2 hours or so talking about video games, chilling, relaxing, having a beer, and all sorts of other fun, cool things like that. If you guys want to chime in on the conversation as well, by all means, please feel free. Voice your opinions. We'd love to hear them. But we are going to get in here. Usually we talk about current events going on in the video game industry, just to kind of, for those who are new to the channel or new to the talk show here. And usually Alex and I, this is kind of separate from what we normally do on our channels. I also do a lot of variety streaming. Tomorrow we're gonna hopefully wrap up Dying Light, and then Friday is going to be a little weird and special at the same time, and then Saturday we're going to hopefully start Elden Ring, so that'll be great. But in the meantime, guys, let's dive in to the talk show and talk about things going on. Blue, how are you doing though? I'm doing okay here too, so all right.
Hello, friendo.
Hello, how are you? How are things going on your
Good.
end? Good. Good to hear.
Things have been going really good for me. Been hectic ass, busy ass week, but I've been still trying to sneak in enough streaming and
Relaxation.
do all the work.
Yeah.
Yes, relaxation.
Hey,
as
gotta
we all
relax
know,
at some point.
streaming. Yeah, and streaming's easy. Anybody can do that. I love it when people like.
Oh,
frankly, oh my god, I love when people take that attitude of me. Oh, I can stream. That's the easiest thing ever. Wait, just go on there and play video games? Oh boy, I just want to take a beer and crack that on your head. Like, then why don't you do it, stupid? Like, you're right. Those guys make millions and millions of dollars, but it is that easy.
Oh yeah.
And I don't make millions and millions of dollars. I do this for the fucking fun of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, eat all the dicks. Because I got to tell you, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
You come on and be charming and fun, because that's part of the gig, right? Like, at the end of the day, you can't just, I mean, I'm sure some people do and are famous, but like, I don't, like, I couldn't possibly be like, nice, I got that star. Like, no, it's like a little bit of a, you got to put yourself out there. You got to be yourself. It's like there is energy involved.
Oh yeah, easily. Blue. Anyone can stream, but making money is hard as fuck. Yes,
right,
very much right.
So. And I'm doing this not even to make the money, but just to have the experiences and meet the people. So that's like, I don't know, somehow also kind of hard. Like, you know? Yeah. Whatever. Hi, Blue. So, what you got this week? You got fun stuff? I got some fun stuff. I got a little uplifting stuff. I got a little bit of everything. I got a bag of tricks this week.
Okay. The funny thing is, usually I can wind up saying that, and I hate to say it, but I don't have the usual bag of tricks. Apparently the rabbit stole it all, so.
Mm-hmm. That rabbit never gets those tricks, though. That's the thing. That's his whole routine.
Well, apparently...
Oh, wait. Or am I thinking of Lucky?
Lucky has them, and the kids always
Tricks is for kids. Tricks, right, but
Yeah.
Tricks is for kids, so
True.
The rabbit does not.
Very true. Tricks. Well, apparently he stole mine, so.
You gotta get him somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, well, see, actually, it's because I'm an adult. That's why he stole mine.
Oh yeah, that's true because they are
Yeah.
technically
For
for kids,
kids. Yeah.
but they get hijacked from him. Uh,
Talk
which
about the
is a
new
little
daylight
rude.
savings bill. No, we haven't, and our government is fucking dumb as fuck for. Ugh.
I'm okay. All right, I'll just say this real fast. I saw an article the other day, yesterday, in fact, where they were saying in the 1970s they tried to abolish daylight savings again, and the title of the article was "In the 1970s this was tried and everyone hated it so very much." And I'm like, in the 1970s, people didn't. I don't know. There were fucking 70 years prior. There were morons. Like, we could totally deal with just give us a number of time. I don't care if it's the forward or backwards one, but it's pointless to be doing this anymore.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't care. You want to
It
be more sunshine? Cool. You want to be more dark? Fine. Whatever. I don't care. Just pick one and I'll live with it.
yeah.
The Age of
Uh,
Darkness. That was literally the title of it. It was like in a newspaper, like with like an old timey like newspaper. They were like, "Oh, okay, cool." You showed a picture of a fucking old timey newspaper, and they called it the Age of Darkness.
I was gonna say from what there, it makes me think of the ending to the first Dark Souls game. Do you link the
Right,
bonfire or do you go with
right,
the Age of Darkness?
right. Like, well, it clearly like that was how clickbaity
Yeah.
like
Oh
that
god. Yeah.
fucking
Oh
title
yeah.
was from, and I think it was from the Washington Post too, by the way. Like, which just proves like how worthless newspapers are at this point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So there we go. All right, I'm gonna grab this and this over here and this to here, and we're gonna do all these things. Okay.
and do the hokey
I would like to
pokey.
start, because I always let you start.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. So this is amazing and kind of hilarious. FaZe Clan announced its newest creator that it has signed to FaZe Clan. FaZe Up, to anybody you don't know. Um, FaZe Clan is an esports organization. They have teams in Counter Strike. They have teams in League of Legends. They have teams in um, not Valorant. Was it Valorant? It might be Valorant. They might have a Valorant team. Um, they have a huge worldwide esports presence. Um, if you don't know, you don't make a lot of money as
Mm-mm.
an esports organization. You make most of your money off of merch. Yes, there are wins here and there. So if you're in a couple of leagues, but looking at the numbers, you got to pay. I think the last tracking in NA to be in a CS:GO team, it was a $750,000 slot to
Oof.
even be in that team. So you're paying $750,000 a year, by the way, to bring your dudes to the table. It's more about recognition. Really, it's about
Yeah.
label.
Yeah.
Um, but FaZe is like a really like probably you could say they were the first like urban like esports team. Now you have 100 Thieves. You have other examples nowadays.
Mhm.
100 Thieves is top, by the way. I also like FaZe, but so FaZe signed a new content creator. Do you happen to know who that content creator is?
I'm gonna go with the absolute most ridiculous and say Jake Paul.
No, no,
Good, good.
that is fucking ridiculous.
Because I would have
Um,
to like immediately pull the cord on my computer and be like, "Yep, I'm done. Don't need the internet."
No, but this is crazier in another way. FaZe Clan just signed Snoop Do motherfucking G as a content creator for FaZe Clan. FaZe Up. Snoop Dogg,
Okay.
the guy who owns fucking a record label and has more money than God, has now gotten signed to stream under the FaZe tag and play whatever game he wants. Dude, it's Snoop Dogg. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
no
Tell him
shit.
what to do?
Yeah, I know.
Like, are you gonna tell? I'll tell you this. I'll never tell Snoop Dogg what to do.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. Now, here's the funny thing about this. Literally, Snoop just started streaming, let's call it less than 6 months ago. Um, his fourth stream went on for 40 minutes, and he was muted the entire time. His chat, I was there. His chat was just spamming, dude, you're muted. Dude, you're muted. He never once looked at chat. He just was playing a game. High as fuck. I mean, it's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
It's, you know, same as it says on the tin. But yeah. So he just signed a deal with FaZe Clan, FaZe Up, for I don't know how much money. Content creators are different. They're not signed under the same number, like contract wise, like a a pro esports guy. But my God, I was laughing my ass off when I found that out yesterday. Yeah, so Snoop Dogg will now be streaming. I'm sure still his stream schedule is
whenever the hell he wants.
Go follow him. Like, put it on fucking blast on notifications because it's not long ever. There's never long sessions. He's always just like, I don't know, I'm just fucking high. I'm just gonna play something random. Like, but you know what? You're Snoop Dogg. Motherfucker, I show up to see Snoop Dogg play games randomly high because he's funny and he's cool. Like, that's cool shit. So, good pickup on FaZe Clan's part.
Yeah.
Because now Snoop Dogg will get all that gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
FaZe Clan hoodies, FaZe Clan fucking shoes, all the merch, and he'll be able to rock that shit and show, I hate this term, urban culture, more the FaZe side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Good pickup. That's a great pickup.
Yeah. Definitely was not expecting that, I will say that.
Wasn't either. I just thought he was doing it for fun, you know? Pretty top, though.
Yeah, definitely top. I will say that. Okay. I have no clue as to where to go from here. I mean, I've got nothing to segue into, and I have a sub, so Death Legion, thank you. Thank you for that, Death Legion. 45 months.
Nice.
What I will do is let's just say fuck it and let's do the follow-up from last week, actually.
Sure.
Last week mentioned a game called Babylon's Fall that launched the same week as Elden Ring and had at the time when it first hit my radar, they peaked at 650 concurrent players on Steam. Not like 1,000 or anything like that. 650. Well, it's now also on the PS4 or PS5 and Xbox Series X, or at least the PS5. And it unfortunately has the claim to fame of now having the lowest Metacritic rating on PS5.
Well, how many games are on PS5? Maybe 200? Probably less.
Frankly. Less than that, I would say.
Yeah.
I want to say somewhere in the range of about 150, though.
Not a title you want to hold. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And the weird part is it took the title away from a different game, obviously. Where was it?
I feel like I should put Kingpin Royale on PS5 so that I could take the lowest title, so that people would buy it just to see how shitty it is. And I'd be like, well, I'm still making fucking paper, you know?
Yeah.
Chase paper get paid, baby.
Yeah. It took the title from Balan Wonderland or Wonderworld. Which had
everyone wants to say Wonderland. Everyone always wants to say Wonderland.
Yeah. Which had the title of lowest Metacritic game with I believe it was a 58.
Yeah. Making Arnold Schwarzenegger noises over here. Yikes.
Yeah, yikes indeed. Considering Babylon's Fall has taken the record to an all-time low. You want to take a guess?
32.
Higher.
42.
Nice.
Was that right?
42.
Nice.
Nice. Here's the
King of
kicker.
bad games, baby.
Here's the kicker. I looked at the listing on Metacritic as far as their rankings of games and whatnot.
Okay.
Basically, if it's, I forget if it was 90 or above or 95 or above, the icon that it gives them is green as far as the background for the score, because the score is done like white text on a square background.
Yep.
So it's either 90 or 95. It's green. Everything below that to the 58 was yellow.
No.
So Babylon's Fall is now red.
It should be an animated GIF where it just blinks, like, you know what I'm saying, like wah, 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 wah. Like don't buy this.
I was gonna say that, or just like stop.
Stop sign.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that fucking people do review bomb bullshit, but that's only people. That's not counting the critics.
Yeah.
Which, you know, fuck critics, but that is bad. That is bad.
Oh
bad,
god,
bad.
yeah.
You know what's I will say, and not to again toot my own little fucking horn here, but it is nice being in the deluge of diarrhea that comes out on Steam. My game has never been reviewed. It's never been fucking review bombed. It's never been like had a YouTube video made about it being like, oh, worst game of all time. So at least I just kind of fell into the middle of that. So, you know, that's kind of nice.
Well, you know what I need to do now, right? I need to leave
go
a
and give me
review.
a positive up to. Give me a positive review, you son of a bitch.
Honestly, for what I did play of it, it was actually kind of fun. It really was.
It's a clicker kind of thing, you know? It's in the background.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I wouldn't be the first person to review it.
No.
There are 2 reviews on it, both positive.
Yep.
So, kudos.
And thanks. The more kudos thing is that neither one of those are falsified. None of that was from anyone within our studio. So 2 people in the world appreciated our game.
And here's your golf clap, dude.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Because I do remember there were certain elements of the game that I looked at and I'm like, he did that intentionally as far as the design decision around that. And I'm like, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Core mechanics is something I'm very good at.
Yeah.
Again, not to toot my own horn, but to totally do that. All right. So moving on.
All right. I'm going to quick mute my mic just because I have to spin. So yeah.
Yep. Totally cool. I know you. So let's talk Riot. Riot Games. This week, I believe it was 2 days ago,
Habanero
had bought a controlling interest in the studio that made Arcana. The guys who did the League of Legends series on Netflix, which again, I will 100% say, if you have not watched, you should totally watch. It is, I know nothing about League of Legends. I know enough to attempt to get hired there several times. That's it. I don't play it LOL. But man, that was a fucking good story, compelling characters with actual arcs. It's a fantastic show. So, the French animation studio is called Forchi. I'm sure I'm butchering the shit out of that. It's Foritche, very French. Mm-hmm. But the numbers have not been announced as to how much money they put into it, but it has been announced that it is not enough to control the studio, but it is a big stake. So my estimation would be 40-ish% of that studio.
Yeah, because it would definitely be something of major allotment.
Right. To be reported on, exactly.
Yeah.
But as we all know, you need at least 51% of a controlling interest to basically own that thing.
Yep.
But other cool things that are coming of that, I guess that their relationship is really good between that studio and Riot. and they're going to be working on more stuff together. They still do have not announced anything, if it's going to be an Arcane season 2 or if it's going to be another Arcane with like a sub name. And because I mean, dude, they have like 100 fucking characters in there. They have this whole world that they could develop. So yeah, I think that's really neat and good for them. And I'm glad Fortier Studios got, I'm sure a huge spike in their value.
Oh yeah.
And seriously, they earned it. The animation is beautiful.
Yep.
Like literally could be, if not, no, it's the best video game adaptation I've ever seen. Like period
Okay.
statement.
Plus, on top of that, the simple fact of that's just what they've done with the League of Legends world.
Right.
Valorant
they
and
also
them could
do,
then, or not Valorant,
right.
Riot and
Yes,
them could
you're
then
right.
work on a Valorant
Right.
one as well.
That's
so,
right. And they have worked with these guys before, even Arcane. They're the ones that did the music videos that LoL has, because you know how LoL has that like K-pop group. No,
no.
League of Legends has like a K-pop group with a bunch of the girls, and
Mm.
all of those videos has come from that studio. So clearly, they really vibe with each other, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always good to see companies working together and making something really good.
Mm-hmm. For the betterment of all of us.
Yes. That all?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess let's transition to another, I guess, good thing to hear.
Okay.
I want to say about a month or so ago now, we mentioned Dead Space was getting it wasn't clear
Remaster.
if it was remaster or remake.
Oh, right.
EA has now come out and said it is a remake, and it is coming in early 23.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Considering I did actually watch some of the like behind the scenes commentary stuff on Dead Space 1, there was apparently a lot of that game that was just, hey, it works somehow. Don't touch it because it will break. And the fact that they're going back and remaking it and improving things, systems and all sorts of stuff, it's like, okay, this could be really good or fall flat on its face.
I think so. Since Vicarious Visions doesn't exist anymore, it is a little. I guess it's probably a good thing, right? That like they go back and they look at everything, because there was some stuff that I don't know, man. I don't know how much. This is a whole fucking discussion. How much can you change in a remake as opposed to like basically just a
Reinventing the wheel.
yeah, like I don't know. For all intents and purposes, if you made a little less backtracking and just rebalanced the weapons a little bit, gave certain enemies a little more health, certain enemies a little less health, that would be more than enough for me. I don't want you to like try to do your own version of it, because I don't like this part of the industry. Could you imagine if somebody was like, "Hey, I'm gonna remake the Mona Lisa"?
Oh god. Yeah,
Like, you see what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Oh yeah.
This is an art form.
Mm-hmm.
And the more we retread, the more we become Hollywood, and those guys sniff their own farts for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's cool. I'm glad. I saw the footage. It looked cool. Like it looked great, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know,
I mean, they're apparently a lot of what they're doing is working on, or at least from what I read, a lot of what they're doing is they're touching up, I guess it would be considered engine mechanics. So the things that
Okay.
actually make the game run. Like they put a ton of effort into upgrading the sound system as far as being able to isolate, okay, sound is coming from a certain direction, certain height or
Right.
whatever.
Like ahead of me or
Yeah.
behind me. Yeah.
Which, I mean, okay,
You
yeah,
know,
that's cool and all, but if the player doesn't have the sound system for it, it means nothing.
honestly, it's funny. I'm gonna counterpoint my own point here. The one thing that I would actually like if they actually made Isaac Clarke a non-silent protagonist in the first one, because in the first one he's a silent protagonist, and then 2 and 3 he talks,
Hmm.
and frankly, yes, he's still a little fucking generic beans on toast, but um I think I would like that. It would fit together more cohesively if in the first one he, had a personality, because he does go through an arc, but you don't ever hear him talking about it, or
Yeah. Oh yeah.
um that's probably the first thing I would do. But again, then you'd have to get the VO actor again, because you wouldn't want to
New
fucking Metal Gear
person.
Solid it. Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
want to Metal Gear Solid it. Um, but I would have. I think I'd prefer that more than anything else. Now that also means you have to write all that dialogue.
Hmm. Which that,
Would sink the ship.
yeah, yeah.
It's a huge risk that way.
Hmm.
But man, I really would like it. I really would if they had just been like, you know what? Yep, we're doing all those other things, but we're also making him a non-silent protagonist. Um,
Yeah.
just to add some more depth. Because dude, the first one's all about his wife.
Yep.
And literally he doesn't talk.
Hmm.
What? Like, like
If anywhere, there should have been the strongest connection between character to cause them to say something,
right.
and we get nothing out of it, and it's like, okay, that's nice. So we're supposed to somehow, as the player, emotionally attach to this vegetable somehow.
Right. But which, and this is gonna sound like I'm shitting on it. The reason that Gordon Freeman works is because he's an everyman nuclear scientist.
Oh
But but he's
yeah,
but he's, I mean, everyone's a nuclear scientist.
yeah,
Yeah. I always push in green things into giant lightning bolts. That's like my everyday job.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but I think that Isaac, because it is a more that works in Half-Life because he's just some guy at his schlub job, and
Hmm.
then shit goes awry, and then he's got to fight the military, and then he's got to fight these aliens, and like, so the gameplay and the story interlock in that particular respect. But since this is a personal connection to Isaac, it would be better if he had his own personality.
Yeah.
Like if,
Yep.
um
Dead Space remake will most likely be pretty good.
more than
Maybe.
likely it'll probably be okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It'll be safe if for nothing else.
Yeah.
Fire Spirit got in
Yeah.
5th place in Saint tournament. Now I'm here. Oh, hi Tokles. I'm assuming 5th place. That's Mike Tokles. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Um Yeah, I don't know. That's still interesting. I want to see it. The graphics look great. Seriously, the environments really do look awesome.
Mhm.
How do you fuck up a, industrial ship,
Yeah.
really? But it
Yeah.
does look good.
Yeah. That's
Um,
true. I personally wish that instead of going with a remake, branch out. I mean, this artifact, for whatever reason, has been around more than
Spire,
just, yeah, Spire. Thank you. The
and
the
there's
Spire,
several of them.
huh?
There's several of them.
Yeah.
They're like Halo rings.
Yeah. So why can't we like do make stories about these other spires? I mean,
Yeah, and yeah, I know. But again, without the original guys, that's a risky endeavor.
true,
Um,
true.
Frankly, look at even with the original guys. Look what we ended up getting: Shooty McBang Bang for 3. It's like
Yeah.
that's as far away from fucking survival horror as you could possibly get.
Yeah.
Um, They should just, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. We'll talk about it. Without oops. Yeah. I don't know. I am excited though because I do really like that series.
Oh
Frankly,
yeah, yeah. I have yet to play the third one, but I actually did enjoy the first two.
I played it with you again. It's interesting.
Okay.
It's not survival horror. It's more Resident Evil 5 equal to horror kind of a thing, but
Yeah.
it's still fun.
Yeah.
Which series? We are talking about Dead Space. The Dead Space remake is coming out. It is going to be a remake, not a remaster.
Uh-huh.
And we were just commenting that possibly it'd be better if it was actually voiced by Isaac Clarke, because that's what I think. I think you should, because he was a voiceless protagonist in the first one. So you were just a metal can with really heavy stomping boots, goth, big titty goth girl boots. Um, yeah. Uh, uh, so speaking of old things, this is a good transitional point. For Honor. Does anybody remember For Honor? It was me. All right. So, For Honor was that game that Ubisoft made 5 years, 2016, whenever many years ago that was. And they are making it cross-platform now. All I had
Yep.
written down was For Honor going cross-platform, huh? With a question mark.
Well, okay. Here's the reason why this is actually news, because I did read through the article on this. It's not that it's going cross-platform being the big news there. It's going cross-platform PlayStation to Xbox.
Yes, which is at least right. That is notable.
Yeah.
That is notable. Um, I just can't imagine, like, because okay, again, cross-platform costs a lot of time slash resources
Uh-huh.
um, to do.
Yes.
It, is there even a fucking player base to justify that amount of money and time? I literally didn't think of that game for the article was the first time I've thought about that game in probably 5 years. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of true, really. I mean,
like
it kind of makes me wonder how long have they had this
backlogged.
kind of backlog, but partially like in their back pocket already, kind of a
No,
thing.
no. I think that like you're right. Fighter Spirit, Tokos was just saying they need to do more stuff like that if possible. Um, there's two things that come up from that. One, yes, PlayStation needs to kind of get on board, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like let it go. Like let us all just play together.
Yep.
Basically, then at that point, it's just based on your controller preference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the second part of that is I would like to see um an actually good, because ostensibly in a weird way, minus the atrocious fucking AI or UI, um, I would like to see a good arena fighter because it's almost like Dark Souls
Mm-hmm.
esque. You know,
Oh
it was
yeah.
4v4 in these big battles, and the combat was pretty cool, like with the different angles and shit of attack and blocking.
Yep.
Um, hated the UI.
Mm-hmm.
I like the graphically it was nice. It's just I don't know, man. Like, because I wouldn't mind that because it would be cool to see a movement more towards, because the arena fighters in fighting games are generally kind of trash.
Mm.
Um, so and yes, the graphics were beautiful. Um, and that is something that Ubisoft does well,
Yeah.
especially old timey medieval. Now does it make sense that medieval fucking Europe and medieval Japan and medieval fucking Vikings were like living basically a postcode away from one another? No. Suspension of disbelief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I could see if they did it a little bit more like, and I don't want to say the word hardcore, but a little more hardcore in their game mechanics, that could be really cool without the big dumb arrows. Oh, the attack's coming in this way. Oh, the attack's coming in this way. Make it more skill based. Make the animations be a little more obvious. That could be dope. Like for a bunch of different games.
Oh yeah,
frankly.
yeah. The funny thing is talking about For Honor here has made me very quickly here Google a old game that I had, Rune. Except I only had the multiplayer portion of it, because apparently they sold them separately and didn't very clearly label which was which. And it was Arena Fighter. It honestly was Arena Fighter, but it was also a thing of I would say if you spent like half an hour, you could very easily exploit just a handful of moves.
Sure. But I mean, okay, if we're gonna go down this rabbit hole a little bit further, Phantom Dust on the original Xbox, and they actually put it on the 360 or the Xbox One. It was on History Channel, is what you're talking about. Deadliest Warrior is the name of that.
Yep. I mean, a game of that.
That too. Was yep. That's what Douglas was talking about. I think that there is a lot of room for this kind of thing, especially in a fighting game space. Even for casuals. Casuals have a much easier time getting into something that's 3D because you can visually see the arena. And especially when it's in third person, right?
Yeah.
That's very helpful. So yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's lucrative space that the genres haven't filled at all lately.
Yeah.
And especially not well. Also, Mike Tokles, this is my hey, has everyone used your Prime subs? There you go. That's my personal fucking little all right. So it's me, right? Okay, so let's talk about something else that's super fun and completely wacky. I am assuming that we are all old people here, kind of. Do you remember Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Who doesn't?
Tekken brought the hood into fighting games. I agree with that. Mystery Science Theater 3000, just for those of you who don't know, is the one with there's three little dudes. They're around here and they watch terrible movies and they riff the movies. The reason I'm bringing this up is because as of May 5th, Riff Tracks, the guys who split off from Mystery Science Theater 3000, are making their own game on Steam and Xbox, and it's kind of like a Jackbox kind of thing.
Oh, God.
Where you're going to watch a terrible scene from a movie all together, and then everyone's going to type in what they think would be the funniest riff on the bottom of it, and then you're going to watch the clips with all of the riffs on the bottom displayed that have been chosen. Oh my God. This is like my moment to fucking shine, baby. I am so excited for this. I'm assuming it's not going to have multiplayer or online capabilities because Rift Tracks is very, very small. But I'm super excited. This will be fun as shit to have some of the guys over, drink some bevs, watch some, Gamera versus whoever. And, you get a 15-second long clip that you can oh man, that's going to be good. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that would definitely be funny. That's for
sure.
Yeah. Especially thinking about how some of the old MST3Ks, some of them were kind of meh, but there were a lot of them that were actually really good.
Bangers.
Yes.
Bangers. 2 hours of hilarity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very excited. I think that'll be so funny. I'm gonna buy it and then just have it until there's a moment where there's 3 or 4 of us hanging out here. We've gotten kind of drunk. Maybe we've had a couple of bongies, and then I'll be like, bam, I have the Rift Tracks game. Who wants to fucking get some, son? I think that's going to be so very fun. I am
Oh
very
yeah,
much looking forward to it.
that would very much be cool.
And the cool thing is, it is actual movies
Mm,
that they have the either the rights to or that are basically public domain.
very
So
cool.
you are watching actual movie clips. So yeah, it'll be
Very
great.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Going from something definitely a little funny to something I guess I can really only describe it as a little shitty. Dark Souls, a game that is known for punishing everybody, and yet everybody keeps coming up with harder and harder ways to play it. Be it hindering yourself in game or with controller, people keep challenging themselves. And now, finally, someone has done the shittiest thing possible and beaten the game. Yes, they used glitches, but they beaten the game only hitting enemies with dung pies.
Yeah. Duties.
Yes. Poop.
Just throwing shit at all the enemies.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw this. I didn't look at the video, which I should have.
Oh.
My assumption is that what they got to do like 1 damage.
The dung pie?
Yeah,
It itself does 0. The dung
but it
pie
does poison.
toxic,
Toxic. Okay. Yeah.
which is
okay.
like poison plus.
Right.
But the thing is, though, in throwing the dung pies, you're also building up that toxin on yourself.
On yourself.
Yeah. And it lasts for, I think they said it lasts to do a total of 4,200 damage.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So
All right.
it's not easy.
No, that's really funny.
The better part, though, was when he was fighting Gwyn, which took him 4 hours.
Oh my god. Could you imagine dying at the end of that?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
3 hours and 30 minutes in, and then you fucking die. I'm already infuriated after 20 minutes of my life gets wasted.
Well, here's the kicker. After fighting Gwyn for like 4+ hours, he learned that he had to hit Gwyn with, I think he said it was 27 of the dung pies to make him toxic. Because Gwyn is the most resistant boss in the game to toxin. So he had to hit him with almost 30 dung pies. And then on top of that, Gwyn had more health than 4,200.
Yeah, of course.
So it would tick down all the way, and he would still have like a tiny little sliver. And it's like, oh dear God. Here we go. More dung pies. Hope I survive.
And see, that's when I cuck myself in those games too, because I start becoming the mash master. I'm like, just 1 more hit, just 1 more hit, and that's when I usually die. So I couldn't imagine being like, oh great, now I just need 48 more fucking hits. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm not. That dude's built different.
Yeah.
I certainly, I'm not doing that.
So.
But I do appreciate that people are still wringing joy out of that game.
Oh God, yeah.
So. People should play Dark Souls with U-Force. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I did see a guy who played it with the Wii Fit circle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
The balance circle.
Mm-hmm.
And he did beat it.
Yep. I saw that too.
Like basically, if you think of a peripheral, if you just search Dark Souls and then that peripheral name on YouTube, you will probably
someone's done
like
it.
there's probably some asshole out there who's been like the Rollin' Rocker. I have beaten fucking Dark Souls on the Rollin' Rocker. Like probably that is a thing. That's how big that game is. And how insane the community is.
Let alone the stuff that other people have just self-engineered, which part of that comes in later in the episode here too.
Right. Would you like me to go, or do you want to go through the next one? We can bundle them.
Whatever. Doesn't matter to me.
I'll do it.
Go in with the banana?
Yeah.
You mean? Okay, because that'll go into the Elden.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Whatever. We'll just run the gamut with this.
All right.
We said about an hour on this.
Yeah, true. All right, so the hint as far as what I was just talking about, as far as people engineering their own controllers. Elden Ring, the big game that everyone is playing now, except for me because my computer can like barely handle it.
I'm playing it on my stream. If you're not here, if you're new to the stream,
yeah, he's playing it over on his stream. I'm gonna start doing that hopefully Friday, or no, Saturday.
Up the ass
Saturday. But a YouTuber by the name of Super Lewis 64 has decided, yes, Elden Ring is awesome. It's so worth playing. But he apparently decided, you know what? I've done the Wii Fit Ring thing that Alex was just mentioning. I need a harder challenge. So I'm going to set up like some like controller interface and then put electrodes in bananas. He went absolutely bananas. Yeah.
I can't even support that.
I know.
I want to really badly, but that's so bad.
He basically set up a, I think he said it was 12 bananas, 4 for up, down, left, right, another, I believe, 2 for left and right bumpers, jumping, horse, and drinking Estus. And there may have been 1 or 2 others in there too. Oh, and dodge roll. But it was a thing of he had them out on his desk in front of him and would touch them, and the corresponding action would happen. And it's just like, really? You had to go and make a hard game harder? Why?
Via banana, via fruit.
Yeah, seriously. He did actually beat. He was like, okay, the goal is to beat 1 boss.
So Godric.
No. Actually, it wasn't Godric. But he was like, okay, let's start small and work up. Run across just Joe average enemy wandering around. He kills it.
Oh.
So it's like, okay, come across a dude on horseback. Kills him. So it's like, okay, time to go big. I know there's a dragon over here in this swamp. So like right in the beginning when you head over, he went and killed that dragon.
Wow.
He actually
that means that dude with banana controller is better than me right now. With a controller in my hand.
Yeah, I know. Same here. I haven't killed him either. I haven't killed that boss for the little I played of the game.
Yeah, but I've played 6 hours.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean,
yikes.
I feel bad for myself too.
I feel real bad for fucking the fact that I can't keep up with Banana Commando. God.
Banana Commando. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, holy shit, why? Everybody seems like, hey, let's make the hard game as hard as possible. How can I do that? There's been speedruns that are insane.
28 minutes.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.
Is the
Distortion 2, he set numerous records in it, actually. Because he was like sub-hour, sub-50, sub-40, sub-30. And now it's like 28 and change. 2806, I think.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. Well, the main thing he's taking advantage of there is wrong warping.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know. But still, like, god damn, this game just came out.
It's insane.
I haven't beaten it normal.
Yeah.
You know? Like, but I have one more Elden Ring thing.
Alrighty.
So the hacker Malcolm Reynolds, he's back in a terrible, terrible new form. This is like Frieza in his golden form.
Yeah.
So this notorious hacker from Dark Souls has now been killing people in game and getting them soft banned. The ban is the part that I want to talk about most, but okay. So what he's doing is he is a hacker, and what he did was he went into the code. He found a debug item that is not supposed to be in game, but it was not removed from the source code when it was published to all of us.
Yep.
He found a way to put that item in his own inventory, then raid into people's plays and murder them and give them that debug item into their inventory. The biggest problem with that is that when you start playing any Souls game at all, actually, it does a check for your against your save file. And so Malcolm is raiding people, killing them, adding this item into their inventory, and then when they load up again, the game is seeing that they have a broken debug item and putting them into banned servers, which is where all the cheaters go. So FromSoft doesn't really have a great way to deal with cheaters, so they just throw them all together. They go, you guys go and, have as much fun as you want to have. Yep. The reason that he is doing this is basically he's kind of playing it up like he's a Robin Hood. He's doing this for all of us, and that this is to bring it to the attention of FromSoft, and that's why he's continuing to do it. But for my money, dude, you're still ruining people's experiences by soft banning these random players. It's making me think, oh shit, I'm playing on PC. What if he randomly invades me, kills me, throws this item on me, and then I am only on the cheaters servers?
Yep.
That's fucking bullshit, man. You are taking down a king, but you're also murdering a bunch of innocents to get to that, fucking goal.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Greater good, dude.
Bullshit.
Batman doesn't murder motherfuckers,
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think what he's trying to prove is a good idea, but the way that he's going about it is ruining other innocent players' experiences.
Yep. Definitely. Especially considering the simple fact of this isn't him beating easy anti-cheat. This isn't beating that at all. Right. This is beating FromSoft's mod check or illegal file check or whatever you want to call it. It's beating that. And realistically, the only thing he's really doing is, like you said, he's ruining the game for those who want to enjoy it. He's killing the player base as a side effect of also ruining the game. And there's no good that can really come of what he's doing, to be honest.
Well, and the other thing that really fucking chaps my ass is that he hacked spells in the game to make them do ridiculous amounts of damage. So he's cheating too.
Mm-hmm.
So he shows up with a normal flame spell, hits you twice, and you just die no matter what your level is. And then you get penalized and you get thrown into the fucking penalty box of cheaters, which there is no way to get out of.
I will say that yes, there for Dark Souls 1 through 3 there is. I don't know about Elden Ring. You can if it's your first soft ban offense, you can email FromSoft.
But I have to do that though.
Yeah,
is that on me?
Unfortunately, that's how they view it.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
no, that's garbage, and it's him being this, oh, I'm the champion of the people. You're screwing the people to do this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, very much so. And
because I'm sure that turnaround ain't quick.
Yeah,
they're a Japanese company. I'm sure their fucking control isn't good.
On top of that, the simple fact of for this being a online multiplayer game, they have to have logs of so and so is connecting to so and so. Person A is connecting to person B. Person B is connecting to person C or whatever. So it's not like FromSoft can't sit there and say, "Oh, hey, person A is playing alone. All of a sudden, they're invaded by person X, who is Malcolm and cheating, and person A dies, and then, oh my god, there's now this illegal item on person A. Could that have been planted there by person X? No,
I mean, honestly,
no, never.
the fastest and easiest way to get this out of here would go delete the item.
Yeah.
Delete the item from the source code.
Yeah.
Patch anybody who's got that, it's gone. And that would be the fastest and easiest way to deal with this.
Yeah.
Pure damn statement.
Yep.
If he doesn't have access to it because they patch it out, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that Robin Hood ass fucking attitude. Thanks, dude. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that all those people had to deal with the fucking headache of you doing this are really appreciative of your fucking work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not liking it either at all. So
it's fucking bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
I'm glad you feel so fucking cool about yourself, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. The dumbest thing is he even says he wants FromSoft to catch him. And
I know.
It's like
to the point where he's literally doing interviews about it.
Yeah. And
I get kind of what he's saying, like, because it is kind of bullshit that fucking FromSoft has like let it go this long. But regardless of that, you're still screwing people.
Mm-hmm.
Find another way to do this then.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like just murk people. Don't use the debug item.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like, and then be like, I am literally walking around everybody I go into. You can do basically the same thing without screwing people over in the process.
Yep. Because, I mean, hell, that's what he did when Dark Souls Remastered came out. He did the exact same thing. He went just murking everybody day one, just stayed in the very beginning area. But at that point, they didn't have that debug tool, that debug item. So
I'll say this. Fuck you, Malcolm. You are a cunt.
Yeah.
You're a cunt. Yes, you are. You're a cunty person who drives a fucking cunty car. Like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to take a slash. You can do the next one.
Okay.
Ugh. That genuinely pisses me off, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I will say to wrap up that topic is supposedly the only kind of unconfirmed thing you can do to make yourself safe. When the pop-up comes up saying, hey, you're being invaded by so-and-so, just Alt F4 right there. Basically get out of the game instantly in any way possible, and theoretically that should keep you safe, but don't do that too many times because that can also throw you into the cheaters pool. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of scenario, and the one method is just kind of hopefully you don't have to do it very often. The good thing is, though, he does tend to move on after a brief while, so hopefully he will move on very quickly. But as far as other things going on, in regards to other games that are going to wind up being, I've only been invaded one time, fortunately. Okay, fortunately, then I'm gonna say, you more than likely were not invaded by Malcolm, because yeah, you would be soft banned by now, if you were. But coming up, was announced a while ago that it was coming out. Tiny Tina's Wonderland is coming out. No shock there, but it is actually, PlayStation's actually kind of beginning to get their heads out of their asses, because it is going to be day one crossplay.
Yep.
Which, cool, great. We need more of games that are on all platforms to be crossplay, because if I like playing on a PlayStation and Alex likes playing on an Xbox, we're kind of screwed unless unless the bigwigs at Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo start realizing, hey, we can actually get a lot more people playing together, which means a lot more people will buy a lot more games, which is a very freaking cool thing. So
And at this point, it's 2022. We shouldn't have to like explain this slowly,
yeah,
like to
very much so.
PlayStation. You know,
Very
like
much so.
more connectivity equals more sales. Like, how do we still have to, like, what do you need, flashcards at this point? Like, I don't understand why that's so goddamn difficult for them.
Yeah, apparently they do, though. I mean, apparently they need people to like actually sit there and tell them, hey, if more people play together, that means more money in your pockets.
Right. Right. They just come from a very antique way of thinking at this point.
Yeah, they do, unfortunately.
Yeah. You got anything more on that one?
No, I don't. It was kind of a quick and simple one, which is nice sometimes.
Okay.
Dalba,
So
welcome. Thank you for
let's do
stopping
one
by.
that's
Welcome,
annoying
Raiders,
and
coming over from
bullshit.
Dalba's channel. My name's Granix.
February 22nd. The Texas governor, Greg Abbott. Do you know this guy at all?
Who doesn't at this point, unfortunately?
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's just as bad as my governor, who is also a fucking twat burger.
That's a new term.
So, well, you know, I calls him as I sees him.
True.
He has issued an order to Child Protective Services to investigate the families of transgender children who are receiving gender-affirming health care as if it is child abuse. So if that went a little over your head, basically, if you're a preteen and you feel like you are not in the body of the person you want to be in, you can have a hormone regimen given that will kind of change your body's chemistry so that you will end up being more like the gender that you want to be, that you feel that you are.
Right.
And so let's just start by saying, fuck you, Greg Abbott, you fucking cunt. I love that your opinion of people's perceptions of who they should or shouldn't be matters more than who their perception of who they should be matters. You cuck. On Friday, 65 companies, including several gaming companies like Electronic Arts, Gearbox, Microsoft, all of which I would like to side note this, have companies in Texas.
Yep.
All of them have branches in Texas, most of them around Austin or Dallas. Signed a letter organized by the LGBTQ community, which is great too. It's not like they just went off going, we're gonna just lionize this without like actually talking to people this actually affects.
Yep.
So basically that calls the governor for this bullshit kind of a dick. The best part is that they ran a full page advertising in the Dallas Morning News, like an old school newspaper. And this is the part that I really wanted to highlight. Our companies do business, create jobs, and serve customers in Texas. We call upon our public leaders in Texas and across the country to abandon efforts to write discrimination into law and policy. It is not just wrong. It's not just having an impact on our employees, our customers, and their families, but on our work, on everyone's work. Good stuff. Like, you know, yep, like legit, you actually get a legit clap.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it's really good to see some of these companies coming against this fucking bullshit ass fucking like law that he's trying to pass into fruition against basically trans children too.
Yep.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
god damn,
Oh
dude,
yeah.
fuck you, Abbott. Like, you suck. But the fact that like 65 major companies and our industry also is standing there as well, going,
Mm-hmm.
dude, fuck you.
Yep.
This isn't your choice to make. So I just thought that was kind of cool and kind of uplifting. Nice to see our community doing our part to be open minded and to be cool with
Yeah. Oh
shit
yeah.
like this. It's fucking bullshit that this fucking, I don't want to say Nazi, but like kind of Nazi bullshit won't just fly in our space, you know, without
Oh
us
yeah.
at least being heard.
Putting up a fight and being heard about it. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Um. I'm trying not to get up for terms that Abbott would actually understand. I'm trying not to just jump up on the pulpit and start preaching, because that's where he's coming from on this.
I know.
I'm very much trying to restrain myself, because I know I can just go off on this, because I'm part of the video game community. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. So yeah, very much so.
Like, I appreciate that you're more level-headed than I am, because I am not gay. I'm just like one of those open dudes who I don't give a shit if you're cool. I don't give a fuck, man. Like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And I like that you're level-headed, but I fucking hate people like this. Like I
Oh yeah.
literally hate them. And I understand it's Texas and yeehaw, but fuck you, especially you understand like most of your population where your votes should actually come from are Austin, are Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They have wildly different fucking opinions than the fucking sticks
Mm-hmm.
where the
Oh
rest
yeah.
of your constituents fucking come from.
Yep. The big thing though is he is basically looking at the whole issue of transgender LGBTQ spectrum in general from the point of view of religion.
Yes.
Period. End of statement. He is coming at doing political governing from religion. And it's like, excuse me, is that not why we got away from England and
Separation of
made
church and
our
state.
own country with separation of church and state, to get away from monarch and religious tyranny? So
Yeehaw, dude.
yeah. Most people have butt fucking, anywho, fucking dummies. Yeah, I mean, considering the amount of time that there are guys that are like, oh yeah, anal's not regular sex, and it's like, okay, yeah,
All right.
yeah, it's like, okay, so you're
Okay, so what is
putting,
that? Special birthday sex? Like, what the fuck? Who's that? So wait, your idea is that that's the special sex. All right.
apparently, I
Well,
mean, but it's like, okay, so you're not sticking your ding
bummer.
dong in her ass, so it's not sex then? So you're sticking what, a hot dog in her ding dong, in her ass or something? I mean, what? No. Yeah.
I just don't like it when people try to like fucking tell people what to do
Yeah.
with their genitals. I don't
Mhm.
care. Like I just don't care. Like nobody should. Nobody should care. Unless their genitals are hitting you in the face that you do not want. Like, in which case, okay, very different conversation. Like, right? That's a very different conversation.
But also at the same point in time, at that point, it's kind of like, okay, if my husband and I are getting busy and all of a sudden someone comes in who doesn't want to join in or doesn't want male ding dong slapped in the face on them, why did they walk
Coming in. Yeah.
I mean,
The
why
door
are
was
you
locked.
here?
What the hell? Well, I just wanted to see what all the hubbub was about.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
What people
I just
do
don't.
behind closed doors with consenting other adults,
Adults, what is the
let them
problem?
do. Who
What?
cares?
Yeah, what does that bother you? Like they're still paying their taxes, which suck ass, and they're not even bitching about it.
Yeah,
Like literally, all we're
Oh
saying is like,
my.
can we all just be treated like equals?
yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day,
Mhm.
like at the end of the day, that's really what the argument boils down to. Can we all just be treated as the same?
Yep.
I don't think that's a hard fucking request to answer. Like, not even asking for more money, more fucking recognition. Nope. Just want to
Yep.
be considered the same. Like, that's all.
Yep.
How
Yep.
the fuck is that so hard for people?
And I
God
will even
damn.
go one step further. I mean, okay, like I said, I'm part of the video game industry and community. I'm part of the LGBTQ community. I have a friend who is also transitioning that I have played years worth of games with. So I stand behind them and their choice. It's not a choice I would make for myself, but then I'm not that person. So
Right.
it's like, hey, if you're happy, you do it.
Yeah.
I'm happy
I
in my
got,
body.
yeah, dude.
I mean, I could lose
One of
10
my,
pounds, but hey.
I mean, I think we all could probably
Yeah.
say that about ourselves. I got a girlfriend, and you know she's trans, and like, you want to be referred to as she and her, dude. That
Yeah.
how is that even hard? How is
Yeah.
that even a modicum of difficult? Like, yeah, I refer to her as her.
Mhm.
That's it. Fucking simple, dude. Like, being human is actually easier than being
Discriminatory?
obstinate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's actually harder. You go further out of your way to be a dickhole than you do if you just went, okay, cool.
Yep.
Like, no problem.
Yep.
Yep. Good on you. I call her darling. Like, I don't give a shit. Hey, sorry, you wanted that pile? I got you, baby. Like, you know, no problem. Because I don't give a shit. I will be sexist as fuck with her. And she has told me before that she appreciates it, which I appreciate about her. So, well, Bob. All right.
Hmm.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm glad that I have you for all the years that you and I have been friends.
Mhm.
I'm glad we have the community that we have that is accepting and cool.
Yep.
I'm glad that we can fucking joke about it too. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like we're all fucking cool. Like, so at least just remember, hug your friends, no matter who they want to be represented as. Hug them, tell them you love them.
Mhm.
That doesn't change.
Yep. Very true.
I think
Very
it's you.
true.
Thank you.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Damn. The only one I have left.
I got 1, 2, 3 more.
Okay, because the only one I have left is the patch note one.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah,
god, no! Let's not go
I
on
don't
that
want to
one.
get
Let
into
me
that right now.
let me go next.
Yes.
Let
Yes.
me go next. All right. So we'll just cross this one off and then we'll go next. Actually, here we'll rebound into more fucking positivity. Bammo.
All right.
This weekend was something that I did not know existed. It brought the second annual Video Game Accessibility Awards. Have you ever even heard of this?
I saw the article, but I kind of just like kept scrolling because I was like, oh, I got to make dinner. But yeah,
That's
I
fair.
definitely very interesting. I didn't know about it either.
I didn't either. I think that's a really like because I know that the movement for more game accessibility has been a big thing
Mhm.
over the last couple of years, which is fantastic. But I didn't realize that they were like so. Let's get some more into this. So it was hosted by Steven Spawn of the Able Gamers charity, and a podcaster and developer, Elena Pierce. And I've never heard of Elena Pierce before, but she is. I looked her up. She is a designer, um, and or producer. Might have been producer. Um, but um, I had never heard of this. So the awards are basically awards for games that make a genuine effort in which to welcome a wider range of gamers into gaming.
Very cool.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
And again, like this actually takes effort to do, and these people are
Mhm.
going out of their way to make gaming more accessible to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
Which is great. Also, fucking Ryan Reynolds showed up. Ryan Reynolds knew of this event before I did. Yeah, good on you. No, he gets a real like fuck you. Yeah, that's awesome. Like, good on you, man.
Yeah, yeah. Holy shit.
Ryan Reynolds knew of a gaming event before I did. Good stuff. Um, so it was live streamed on Saturday. You can actually find the full stream. They did archive it on YouTube, which is great.
Cool.
Once again, it is called the Video Game Accessibility Awards, if you're interested.
Okay.
But I'm just going to pick out some highlights here. These are the winners. There was only 10 events, 10 possible winning categories.
Okay.
But each one of them is specifically dedicated to a different avenue on ways that developers can make games more accessible.
Very cool.
So we're going to start off with Forza 5 Horizon. Got a award for the AI assistance. Basically, it helps out when you're struggling. So if you turn this option on, it offers an AI assistant that helps with steering and braking. And it offers you an option for your capabilities to provide a new line. So say you're coming around a curve, it basically reads what you've done previously and goes, hey, this line might be the best way. Go ahead.
So it gives you kind of like those like series of arrows kind of showing you, hey, this is kind of where you want to be in line with.
It literally is a ghost car.
Oh, okay.
It is literally a ghost car.
Because that was the other thing I was thinking too, is it's like a ghost car that, hey, this is kind of what you want to be doing here. Okay, that's actually really cool.
Yep. And it also, between the steering and braking assists, it also can help you braking through corners, traction control, and stability for fighting spinouts. So basically, if you have not as much control over your arms and it reads your range of movement, it will adjust and go, okay, let's try to with the AI help you minimize that range.
Yeah.
So you don't have to do this to spin the wheel. You could only have to do this, and it will acclimate for that. That's huge.
That is honestly huge, because I'm sitting here thinking, playing it with what I've got, keyboard, mouse, controller, like that. But yeah, the whole thing of you like doing that just dawned in my head. Oh wait, this is a racing game. People are going to use pedals and wheel to actually play this, not the typical controller. So yeah, that is actually huge.
Yeah,
as far as
ridiculously impressive how far they went into it.
Yeah.
And they got an award for it.
That honestly, that kind of makes me want to go out and pick it up.
Right? Seriously, just to support.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately. Life is Strange True Colors took the prize for ability to bypass. So basically, if you are having a hard time because of your whatever it may be, disability, there's literally in the options, it'll just go, hey man, you failed a couple times on this. Do you want to just skip right through it because it might not be doable for you? The examples listed were like mashing, or QuickTime events.
Okay.
Hey, again, good shit.
Yeah.
Like, good stuff. Among Us actually won one. It was the only nominee, but it took away the award for House Rules. Making a game so you can play it multiplayer any way you want.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For a multiplayer game, honestly,
that's huge.
If you have a disability, like, that's great. Final Fantasy 14 took the remapping award because there are so many ways to remap the controller, the
Hmm.
fucking keyboard mouse, the like fucking pad that Microsoft made.
Yep.
They took the Rebound Controls award. It was basically no contest. I went and I looked. I was like, they kicked the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good
They
on
really
them.
do.
Seriously. Yeah.
Right. And they offer a billion and one options. So if you want to play fucking Final Fantasy 14 and you're disabled in any way, you can make it work.
Yeah.
Like you literally can make it work.
Hmm.
So good for them. Um, It Takes Two is the last one that I really like was like, yeah, we should highlight this. Um, Peer Assistance. Um, because it's an entirely co-op game. Basically they basically made it you can play the whole game with somebody else and that's what made them get that award. Um, you don't necessarily need to have full capabilities uh, on one side or the other. Um,
Okay.
which is great. I
Yeah.
just think that's a really fucking cool thing. I'm actually next year I might actually watch,
Yeah.
frankly, because that's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah.
Um, and one of the guys was like, dude, this is genuinely kind of a really heartwarming award show, which you basically never see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so yeah, good
And the
stuff.
fact that not only in the industry, us bringing light to it is getting its own traction.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds, you know he's talking about it. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, very cool, very cool.
Yep. Yep. And I think I think that's something like, especially because gaming inputs matter, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the whole fucking gig.
Hmm.
So it's great to see companies getting ups for going above and beyond, you
Yep.
know?
Trying to get
Shit.
their art out to more people and be more inclusive to
Right.
allow more to enjoy it. Yeah.
Play. Yeah. The other one that that I was thinking about like was more and more frequently now you see games with colorblind mode.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
At this point, I don't even know why we even have like indicators that aren't colorblind. Basically, like it should just be a toggle.
Yeah.
Like and Smite actually has the three different major variants of color blindness.
Mm.
Um
Okay.
so the different color variations that you can
Yeah.
like have be gray. Shit like that is easy. Like we should just that should be in every game thing.
Yep.
Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Um it's great to see this.
Yeah.
Great to see this. Um Quick one. Um Steam this week having a big sale. They are having a big sale on Capcom games. I think that goes through the 23rd, I want to say. But bigger than that, Steam is also having a JRPG sale.
Hmm.
So if you are into JRPGs, it's not on the main page, which is kind of lame. But if you're into JRPGs, go check out your wish list. Because I guarantee something on there is going to be at a pretty heavy discount.
Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely a good time in general to go through the wish list anyways, because there, like we've kind of proven, there are times where it's like, oh hey, this is going to be a driving sale, and all of a sudden it's like Dead Space 3 is in there, and it's like, how does that fall into driving? So
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Um,
definitely more games in there that are don't
it's just
typically
funny
fall
to
into
me.
the classification, but it's like, hey, they want to put it on sale, fine.
Well, it's just funny to me that like, okay, I get it, Capcom, big developer, like obviously they should get the main banner or whatever, but JRPGs is also a huge that's not a developer, that's the entire genre.
Yeah.
And it's literally nowhere on the main page. I looked before we fucking streamed today.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of JRPGs that are listed as on sale, but they don't say, "Hey, this is a JRPG sale." So if
Yeah.
you're into JRPGs, anything that you were maybe thinking about probably is on sale right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, good stuff. Do you want to do yours? And then I got one left.
Okay, I can. Um,
I just feel like I've been talking an awful lot.
No, that's fine, dude. That's fine. So apparently, as with most games that are released on Steam, they have patch notes occasionally, whether it be something major, minor, whatever. Devs release patch notes when they patch things on Steam. It's kind of the written rule you're supposed to. But there was a game out called Dominia. Basically, the game is irrelevant to the patch notes, or as far as the issue at hand. But the game itself, you recruit, I'm going to use that word loosely, fighters for your Roman era gladiatorial school, whatever you want to call it, to compete in the arena. Apparently,
I really wish I could remember what the name of that was. Did you ever watch Spartacus? That show?
Not off the top of my head.
Damn, I really wish I could remember the name of that. Luda, for your Luda. That's what the name of a gladiatorial school is, where basically they took slaves and then basically trained you how to kill motherfuckers. Luda.
But slaves then were different than slaves what we directly put slaves to. Yes.
Right.
So, big difference there.
Agreed.
Sidetrack note, though. But basically, from what I've read and seen, the gameplay is actually kind of fun. People enjoy the game. There was a recent patch put out, and let's just say the devs decide, or at least one dev specifically. I don't know. They didn't mention if it was one dev or the whole team or whatever. But whoever last had the patch notes in their hand before hitting submit went in and added a rant, of all things, on anti-mask bullshit. And it's like, really, dude? The Steam patch notes are not your fucking Twitter feed. Don't put your damn point of view in the patch notes. No one wants to hear it.
So I actually have the direct quote.
Okay.
Because I was kind of fucking livid with this fucking stupidity.
I was too, dude. I was too.
So this is the direct quote from the patch notes. Take off the fucking masks. Next time you're at the grocery store, try showing a woman your face. Be confident, unafraid of the lies. You might get a girlfriend. Women like confidence. Women don't like dudes who cover up their faces in fear. What are you afraid of? Getting laid? Grow up. That is the direct quote from the patch notes.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can tell you this. That game's getting review bombed into the fucking dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Shocking absolutely fucking no one.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said that. One of the fucking Steam reviews kind of does shore it up nicely. Anti-masker devs using patch notes as their glorified Twitter feed. Embarrassing. Now, I would like to also put out, it is clearly not some guy. After that, they doubled down on Twitter, on their official fucking Twitter, for Dominia. This is the official dev : suggests courage. Woke mob : no, courage is actually bad. There's no such thing as cancel courage. Yeah, man, yeah. That is literally on their official fucking Twitter, dude. So, no. It was very clearly the guy who owns this fucking company, like me, Alex Quino. Like, if I had done this, dude, fuck this person. Like, whoever it is. And it's clearly a guy, right? Because who brings up, what are you trying to show a woman your face? Like, trying to get laid? Like, dude, that's such a dude bro attitude. It's clearly a guy.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like, fuck this goddamn guy. Fuck this game. I like the concept of having my own Luda. Like, fuck you, dude. That's infuriating. You're basically, like, and in the worst fucking place ever, right? Like
Uh-huh.
on Twitter, maybe you would have some other lunatics that would like back you up.
Right.
But again, we're talking about gaming here, and most of us are kind of sensible. At least we could all say that,
One would hope. One would hope at
right?
least.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I mean, like as a general note, like the number of us,
Yeah. Yeah. Those
right?
for those of us that actually play the games. Now the politicians that come in and are like, "Oh, that's people shooting
Yeah,
guns." No, no.
yeah.
Fuck
Fuck
those
those
guys,
people.
throw them out and
Talking
charge.
about us, the
Yeah.
gamers. Most of us are pretty rational, thinking adults.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know what the fuck this dude was thinking. Like,
Clearly he wasn't.
like legitimately. And this is like your life's blood. I would have killed to have an opportunity like this, where I got a game and it's actually going well, and I
Mhm.
got a community that I should foster.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I certainly wouldn't be like, abortion babies are bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck, man? Like,
Yep.
how fucking stupid shit. This goes back to, wasn't this like, I don't even know, 9 months ago at this point? Shut the fuck up. Like, doesn't that
Mhm.
like, wasn't that like 9 months ago that we were going, seriously, just because you have a public platform does not mean you should say anything, you fucking mouth breathing idiot. Now, to be fair, glad you did, because then the rest of us can go, well, fuck you. Glad I'm not giving you any money. Um,
Yeah.
but like, Jesus Christ, man. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, this is the exact same thing that happened last week with Artesian Computers.
Yeah.
The CEO did a random drawing for people that had partnerships with them, pulled someone, looked them up on Twitter as far as their stats, and was like, "Oh, well, you're not getting enough." And then it's just like you're not getting enough views and follows, and it's like, "Nope, not giving you the computer." And it's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna buy from you guys. That like probably $2,000 computer I was gonna buy. Yep, not going to you."
This is why it's important that people should like give a shit about stuff like this. I
Oh
know
yeah.
that this podcast, this whatever, like I know that this isn't for everybody, but like in a way it should be for all of us in the gaming community, because it's like, dude, you should, the only thing people care about is money,
Mhm.
and you should care about where your money goes.
Oh yeah.
Like you should try your best to just like not support apparently lunatics like this who just go off and you're like, okay, well, that dude's a fucking fuck and I'm not giving him any money. Um it's so unfortunate. But at the same time, I kind of love it when dudes blow up like this. And seriously, by the way, like how insecure is this man to literally be like, be confident, unafraid of the lies, you might get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Women
Yeah.
like confidence. Women don't like, and by the way, dudes who cover their faces in fear, what are you afraid of? Getting laid? Grow up. That is crazy town level of fucking crazy. Like, man, that's crazy.
Oh god, yeah. Especially considering the simple fact of it's like he ends with "grow up." Uh, I am. I'm concerned about like spreading a potentially deadly disease or
Right?
contracting it for that matter. And it's
Yeah.
like,
I have empathy.
pardon me
Yeah,
while
you're right.
while I sit here and think and act like an adult and wear a mask. Also,
You're
apparently,
right.
I'm not confident. I'm hiding my face behind my glorious
Yeah.
beard.
How are you gonna get dudes
Yeah,
to fucking touch you on you?
yeah,
Because you
yeah.
know what? That's what they want apparently. Dudes and dudettes. Like I like it when people blow up like this though, because then we can literally go, all right,
Yep,
so fuck that human.
yep.
Like enjoy the rest of your life.
Yeah, no
And by
shit.
the way, it would be awesome if I would never do it, but like it'd be awesome to find that dude's like profile or something, and then every date that he goes on ever just show the person that he's going on the date with. So this is literally what he said on his company's channel. So you know, date at your
Good
own risk,
luck.
and then just zoop 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 out of there. Like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
absolutely fuck that dude. Cannot believe the balls on that. Like, fuck you. Oh god. Disinformation. Alright.
Oh,
So there you go.
Oh my, Blue! Wow,
What?
you were right.
What?
Seeing how I brought it up, Artesian Builds, the computer company from last week that we mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
they closed down indefinitely. Their website's not even up.
Called it. Called it.
Less than a
Called it.
week later, they are gonzo.
Yep. Yep. People who own companies do not understand, just like the government, frankly. Whoa, that was some tinfoil hat shit. That's true. um, like they don't understand that. Like if you don't have people who are willing to give you their money slash services,
Mm-hmm.
you can no longer exist. And some people get in this like headspace where it's like, I am the greatest cafe of all time. Fuck black people. And then everyone goes, whoa, did that guy just say fuck black people? And
Yeah.
then nobody ever goes there again. They shut down and die in fucking disrespect. Like, that's the shit that, like, but you know what? Fuck that guy. Like,
Yeah,
seriously,
exactly.
fuck him. He said, fuck black people. And, like, all I wanted was a muffin, and I was going to go there, but now fuck them. Hey, bye.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I just, like,
apparently Blue said their Artesian is restructuring. They've said.
oh, yes, of course. They're
Yeah.
restructuring their fucking CEO into a dumpster.
They better be.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they're restructuring.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. Yeah.
They
And,
also,
like, really,
honestly, at this point, I think the only good thing that they can wind up doing is take their CEO, throw him in the dumpster, and
Yep.
give that streamer the PC that she
Oh, yeah.
rightfully won.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. But that CEO in the dumpster, that's the first on the list.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, that is the first on the list. Um all right. So this is my last one. Um this is a little interesting. And I find this kind of cool in a weird way. So 2018, 2019, 2016, 2017, the age of the loot box is where this article harkens back from.
Oh boy.
But I find this to be a very interesting turn. So in 2019, the Netherlands found that EA Sports, and specifically the FIFA Ultimate Team, was using a gambling element to gain players. Obviously, the gambling would be the loot boxes,
Mhm.
but in a crazy turn of events, the highest court in Netherlands, being their version of the Supreme Court,
Yep.
on Friday has ruled against that ruling. So, the ruling overturns that decision from 2019 and rescinds a $20 million euro fine breaching Dutch gambling. So here's the fucking crazy part. So their version of the Supreme Court comes back and says the gaming authority should not have imposed a penalty payment on the publishers of FIFA 2022 in the computer game of 2019, which is a weird way to say that. I don't know why they said it that way. Says the statement announcing by the decision of the Netherlands Council of State. That's what their name is. They're not the Supreme Court. They are the Council of State. I couldn't remember what it was. This is a direct quote. The so-called packs or loot boxes from which virtual football players can be traded on a virtual transfer market in FIFA 22 are not games of chance that require a license. The publisher has not broken the law. So, here's what happened. Let me break that down a little bit less lawyery. In 2019, the Netherlands, says, sorry, this is literally gambling because every loot box you open, you have a chance to get XYZ player for FIFA, soccer, whatever your country calls it. Football, there was. I couldn't remember. So now, as of literally 3 days ago, the Council of State comes back and they go, "Hey, so what the deal is? You can actually trade players. You and I can trade cards and play, and by extension, players between each other. That means that you are not exclusively stuck pulling the lever to get the one thing that you want. Do you see what I'm saying?"
Yeah. Oh, this is. I'll say it's a shady loophole.
I don't think so. Why? So, if I was playing Magic the Gathering, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am not required to keep fucking buying packs over and over and over again.
Right.
If I go to a Friday night game night, I can trade a common, how about 3 commons to an uncommon? I could trade 2 uncommons to get to a rare. That's what they're saying. Since basically now there is an open trade market, fixes it. Interesting point of view, if for nothing else.
Yeah, it definitely is an interesting point of view, if for nothing else. But the thing is, you also have to. I'm assuming, at the very least, they have some sort of platform in place to collectively bring all their players together to, like, hey, I'm trading this, want this.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
They basically have an auction house. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They have an auction house.
Okay, yeah, it's a little less shady than yeah. I
Come on, think it out. Let's have this conversation.
yeah, I
I
know.
want to have this
I know
conversation.
you wanted the want a conversation out of this, but it's just kind of like, okay, to sit here and drag this back out into the courts after 3 years and not just be like, okay, hey, we
Here's the
need
funny
to
thing. EA didn't do this.
really.
EA did. Nope.
Who did this then? Who dragged it back out?
The actual country. It got brought up again in another lawsuit that had nothing to do with EA, but it came up in the lawsuit. And then they basically went, well, EA got fined for this because, ostensibly it was, a back and forth of like the loot box thing. But in FIFA 22, there is an auction house. So a smaller game in the Netherlands got brought into court for this, and they said FIFA 22 has an auction house. You can trade for anything. Technically, that means you could give me a rare for a common. The entire economy is
player
basically
driven.
That's right. How crazy is that?
You know the sad part though?
What?
This provides the loophole to bring loot boxes back.
Yeah, I agree. But with the caveat of having the fucking auction system. That is huge.
And you also realize, though, yes, okay, they have to put in a auction system. How low of a bar can we keep knocking down this auction system to the point of it's like, okay, here's this tiny little auction system down here. No one ever uses it because it's absolutely horrendous to try and do anything with. And you're better off going the loot box route at that point, unfortunately.
Funny that you're going pessimistic on this one. That's usually my role. I agree with you. I don't disagree. But I think that an in-game auction house is better than, let's say, Counter-Strike's black market system.
Oh, well, yeah, if we're going that route, then just about
Well,
everything
I
is
mean,
better
like,
than...
right, but that's what this whole conversation is about. Like, ostensibly,
Yeah, true.
we are talking all avenues of it. Um, I think that it makes sense if you have a very valid auction system in the game. That makes sense to me. Now, do I want loot boxes to come back? No, no
Yeah.
one does. And that's why I don't think they will, because the general public has a very negative attitude towards them.
Mm-hmm.
But some games, first person shooters that are locked in at 150 years old, Counter Strike, FIFA, Ultimate Team, um, even free to play games, they will always have some element of that. What we really wanted to get rid of was the I buy a $60 game and I still have to fucking spin the wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't mind, like, on a free to play game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I just genuinely don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they make their money.
Right. Like, that's totally fine. What's not fine is Overwatch give me 3 banana stickers and a fucking skin that I already had and then give me 25 gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay.
Yeah, that's
Um,
dumb.
so this feels like kind of a happy medium, in my opinion. Like, where I go, if we had a trading system all along, dude, I'm a fast talker. Like, I could fucking upgrade some shit for, a couple of these, a little this, a little that. How about this? And then you give me that. I think that's totally fine. It's a player-driven economy.
Yeah, that is true. And there have been a number of other games that do have dabbled with and have quite successfully made player-driven economy work.
EVE Online
Yeah.
is always my first example.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%. But EVE Online still sells ships for real-world dollars. You know?
True. True.
Like, we have to. I was talking to Chaz about this, like, of all people who doesn't even give a shit about video games. We are still in the wild, wild west.
Mm-hmm.
There is going to have to be some concessions that we're going to have to make to get to a place where every game kind of has, like, I don't care, you pick a model. We have several different types of models that you can make a game and sell your game based on. Free to play. We can $60. We can, $40. Like, we're gonna have to get to a point where legally we have some. This is just how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
Period. End of statement. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So these are the conversations, and as boring as some people find this, which I get, also
They're a
get good
necessary
scrubs.
evil.
Right. We need to have these conversations, and all of us should be part of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I understand this sounds boring. This podcast is probably boring to most people, but I disagree, because if you want to be part of this, you want to genuinely be part of our ecosystem and have your voice heard, you should have to learn some shit. Just like fucking politics. They almost basically they shouldn't let anybody just vote for anything. They should almost be like, you gotta kind of like learn about people before you like vote. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
but that's how I feel. Like, you
Yep.
should be a little more educated.
Oh, yeah. Easily. Very easily there.
The other thing that's interesting about this, so the Netherlands is giving them back the 10 million euros.
Wow.
I've never heard of a country doing that before. Usually, once you give a country your money, it's like, fuck you, bitch. Like, that's our shit now. Yeah, they're paying them back. My question is, do you think they're paying them with inflation? I bet they fucking are. That was 2019.
I don't know.
I bet they are. I bet they are. Because they're probably thinking of it as a loan that they took. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see why they would give it back with the interest of it. But at the same point in time, I can also effectively see why they wouldn't.
Sure. Yeah. This was
So,
the check you cut us.
and
Here's the check we're
here's the
cutting
check
you.
right back. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. But I think this is the kind of shit that I find like infinitely man,
It
this is
definitely is
why I love
interesting.
this. Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
This is why I think this whole industry is dude, let's for a brief second talk about the fact that the film industry has only been around for 200 years
Hmm.
and they now have a very set bunch of shit, but even they are still going through their own trials and tribulations.
Yep.
Dude, our fucking community has been around since 1979, 76, if you want to like push it. That's it. We haven't
Hmm.
even been around for, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah.
that's ridiculous. We've been around for 50 years.
Yep.
Like, a lot of more conversations we're going to have.
Oh yeah.
So stay informed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep. And as far as why Netherlands is giving back the money to EA, I'm kind of not surprised, to be honest,
no, me either.
because EA catching wind of this can turn right back around and if they
Sue
didn't
them.
get the money back, sue
Right.
the Netherlands, say, hey, you reversed the decision on this. We want our money back,
Where-
except we're now
That's right.
saying give us more of it back.
Right.
So
That's right. That's right. Fuck you, pay me.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, I don't know. I think all this is endlessly interesting. Like
Yeah.
I know that not everyone does, but my God, dude, that's so crazy. Like all of this shit is happening in our lifetimes.
Mhm.
Think about the things that we talk about on a weekly basis. And not just, no, this game's coming out and here's some fucking DLC. And then on a weekly basis, we talk about shit that is changing the scope of our landscapes. In the fucking 1980s, you bought a game and it was like, did you like that game? No? Well, thanks
Yep.
for the money.
Yep.
Like that was it. That
Mhm.
was the end of the conversation. Like
Oh yeah.
now there's so many more facets.
And I mean, hell, you and I can both remember times where it's like, yes, we obviously went to school to learn and educate ourselves, but during like lunch times and study hours and gym and after school and like that, the amount of times that we'd be talking with friends being like, hey, I heard that there's this game coming out according to this this Nintendo Power, and someone was like, "Oh yeah, I got that game," and whoa, don't get it, man. It's horrible.
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, maybe I won't get it then.
Right.
or like,
Now
oh,
we
that
live
is
in
the best game ever. And it's like, okay, fine, quick, go get it.
and now we live in a day and age where we have so much information that we are basically going to a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like so I feel like it's important. Take your 2 hours a week, show up here, listen to some nerds rant about some shit. Yes, you may not care about all of it. Put it on the background, play another game. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, but the things that are important, which we have covered in literally, this is a little self fucking, hey, good job for us. But, like, dude, think about the amount of things that we have covered here that have ended up being A, huge,
Mhm.
and B, ahead of most of the other stories.
Yep.
Like before it gets all big.
Yep.
We have talked about it here. So I don't know, man. Take 2 hours. Like,
Oh,
even
yeah.
if you can't watch it like this week, fucking put it on the background when you're fucking working. Who gives a shit?
Well, I
It's
was
just
gonna,
a fucking podcast.
yeah, I was gonna say
ostensibly.
on top of that, the simple fact of I archive them, so if you can't make it here when we're live, I've got the VODs. Just
Right.
watch it whenever you want.
Yep. Like, I just think it's important that we should all be up to date. We should listen to the important stories. We should try our best, especially in our brand new baby industry,
Mhm.
to do the things that are right.
Yeah.
Not end up with a fucking another Activision Blizzard. Not end up with another Jeffrey Epstein. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's the shit that we're trying to avoid, and we need to all be conscious of that.
Mhm.
And I know that most people don't want to do that, but good lord, man. God, I just wish more people would.
To be here for the highs of the industry, you kind of got to be here for the lows.
Yeah. and those informed decisions are very important.
Oh yeah, yep. Is that my husband in the background there? Yes, that's my hubby.
Yeah.
As he waves high.
That's why I always when I see him I always go yop yop yop. That's why. All right, so do we have anything else to talk about and preach? Because man, this has been the preachiest episode we've had in a while.
Oh my god, yeah. I might actually have to put a trigger warning as far as like, hey, we may get a little preachy in here.
It's not our fault.
Honestly, it's not, because for as preachy as we were this episode, we were actually very restrained on the things we went off on.
Consider the amount of booze I've had. I was very good tonight.
Yes.
Like, I was very good tonight. Check some of those older VODs. There's definitely drunker, worser Alexes.
Yeah. For 35 months, I always thought he may have had no beard. Oh, no. Both myself and my husband, we both have beards.
Huge
Yes,
beards.
Yes.
Huge old man beard.
Mine is going off the screen.
Both of them are You guys are like two adorable polar bears.
That's mine.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, his is a lot curlier than mine. Well, his is a lot curlier as far as the beard in general. But like mine, yeah, that's...
Are we having a length battle of beards right now?
Hey, that's what we kind of walked into.
Hey, no, I'm cool with it. Like, all right, well, you know what? I'm never gonna be in that club, so cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I'm making up for you not being able to be in the beard club.
Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
And by the way, there may be a slight change to the beard coming up soon.
A shaping?
More of just braiding.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, that's not the worst idea.
Yeah.
Little side. If you do that though, this is gonna get cut down.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
why do beard people always go? I know. like they're like losing their children. Like, dude, it's still the same beard.
It is. You joke about it. It is. It's like losing a child. It's like, no, my beard.
Never gonna happen.
Beard people are so fucking weird. I'm happy. Hey man, you know what? I'm happy you're happy.
Own.
And yep, exactly. And I do like the bearded braid idea. That is cool.
Yeah.
Very Viking. You know, pretty badass.
Yep. Now if I can just find like one of those. It's funny you mentioned that as far as the Viking like ornament. Now if I can just find one that's like a bear head.
Oh yeah, I guarantee, dude. I guarantee. Go to fucking
I have looked all
Etsy.
over the damn place. Yeah, I've looked all over the damn place. I can find wolf heads, not bear heads.
Oh, you just gave me an amazing fucking birthday gift for you idea. Because I have Google Foo like you have no idea, dude. My Google Foo skills are fucking on. If my Google Foo skills had a beard, they would do this. And I would be able to throw it aside. That's how good my Google Foo is. All right, go say goodbye and then meet up.
Sounds good.
All right, bye Grand X's chat.
Bye Alex's chat.
And that
But yeah, that is it for us tonight, guys. It's the first time we've ever seen him. Now you feel complete. Oh, that's nice, Death Legion. ZZ Top. I've been called that in real life as far as one time walking into a restaurant. So it's like, okay, the guy was just comparing my beard to ZZ Top. I was like, whatever floats your boat there, buddy. But yeah, that'll be it for us tonight, guys. Tomorrow I will be back. We'll be playing some more Dying Light, hopefully wrapping it up. If their in-game progress meter that they have in the upper left corner or upper right corner of the pause menu is anything to go by, we have like 9% left of the main story to go, I think. So hopefully wrap that up tomorrow, and then Friday is going to be a little bit of an interesting day. We're going to be doing co-op stream with Storm Shields starting about like 8:39, somewhere in there. But prior to that, at 7, I think it was, I may start early and stream it, but I may not. I don't know. A friend is quote-unquote getting married in Final Fantasy XIV and has invited me to be there, so I may stream that. I don't know, for the early part of the stream. And then, hopefully, assuming we beat Dying Light on Wednesday, Saturday we'll be trying to stream Elden Ring again. If we can, awesome. If not, it's looking like I'm gonna go shopping for a computer. Fun. Oh well. Z's have a great bunch of bands to take as a compliment. Oh yeah, I totally took it as a compliment, considering he looked like he belonged in a boy band. So it's like, yep, I'll take my ZZ Top compliment that you probably meant as an insult, and I will take it as a compliment, buddy. So you can get your ass back to your little boy band. I didn't say that though, because I knew that would start a fight with him probably, and it's like, I really don't want to do that. I just want to go in the restaurant and eat with my husband, because it was during, I believe it was our anniversary at that point. That or we were just going there to eat. I don't remember. But yeah, that is it for me tonight, guys. Thank you all for being here. Death Legion, again, thank you for the 45 months. I remember when we were doing things in Warframe. Wow. That was a long-ass time ago. But, yeah.